Dear friends, today we are talking about contract management. We all know the contract management is the process of managing agreements from their creation to their execution and the eventual termination of the contract. What it does, it minimizes risk, protects companies' interests, and can be a good resource in decision making and resolving disputes. Question is, what is contract? Definition of contract is given under Section 2H of the Indian Contract Act 1872, which provides a contract is an agreement enforceable by law. Whereas an agreement has been defined under Section 2E as follows: every promise and every set of promises forming consideration for each other. When a proposal is accepted, it becomes a promise. Thus, an agreement is an accepted proposal. Therefore, in order to form an agreement, there must be a proposal or an offer by one party and its acceptance by other party. The second part of the definition deals with enforceability by law. An agreement is enforceable under Section 10 if it is made by competent parties out of their free consent and for lawful consideration, lawful object and consideration even. Thus, a contract is an agreement plus enforceability. What is contract management all about? It refers the procedure that the companies may implement in order to manage the negotiation, execution, performance, modification, and termination of contracts with various parties, including customers, vendors, distributor, contractor, employees, etc. These are the stakeholders. Okay. Why contract management? Why it is required? So the answer is that the contract need to be methodically managed in order to ensure that financial and operational risk is minimized and performance maximized. It can be one of the most lucrative area for building business relationship and generating revenue. How to manage? First, analyze and evaluate all existing contracting process and then categorize each by the following criteria: level of risk, high, medium, low. You can put these parameters. Value to the organization in terms of transaction and volume. Routine agreements and contracts versus new and infrequent contracts. Second, draft questionnaire, contract checklist, and draft templates accordingly. Begin with the contract information and details. Thorough investigation of both the business and legal background for the contract and the proposed transaction and business relationship in which the contract is to be used. Drafting, review, discussion, revision, and completion of all required items and activities. Third is negotiation of the essential terms of each contract and have a list of questions that will need to be answered in order for the contract to be completed. Approval of parties concerned and their consent. Execution of contract with a proper stamp duty and jurisdiction. Post execution of the contract, what you have to do? You have to ensure revision and amendment are a common part of life cycle of a contract. If contract is, in continue, contract is continue, then timely revision and amendments If it is required, we'll have to complete. Track the clauses of the contract, which is time specific, performance specific, service specific, etc. Have a periodic audit schedule and checklist, which will ensure obligations are met and value is realized. Alert should be set for deadlines and renewals. Missed renewals means lost opportunity and lost revenue. Standard such there are certain standards, like such standards should include maintaining accurate documentation from the start to end date of a contract. All negotiations documented during the contract, keeping complete contract addendums, notings any changes in the contractual agreements. So, revision, renewal documents, and correspondence in this regard. Documentation is most important part which you have to keep in your mind. Next is what achieved by the contract management, expected business benefit and value for money. Both parties understand its obligation, no dispute, no surprises, open and constructive environment, professional discussion over changes and issues, if any, relationship with trust and transparency. Thanks. This is all about contract management. Thanks.